I'm going to talk about the best Medicare supplement plan for 2018, so stay tuned. I'm Keith Armbrecht, founder of Medicare on Video. I hope you'll find the information in this video very helpful and presented in an easy to understand format. Turning Medicare eligible is actually a very good thing. You'll likely find Medicare to be a much better alternative for your health insurance needs than what you may have had previously. But there are some choices. So I've created a Medicare Resource Center where I have a complete video library on everything Medicare. You'll also find all the necessary links and the guides and the forms that go along with them. So after this video, take just a few minutes to explore our Resource Center. I'm sure you'll find everything that you need for Medicare. You can also get an immediate quote for your Medicare supplement insurance. Just fill in your basic information and it'll bring up the rates for the plans that are available in your area. It would also be a great idea to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll always have access to my videos and you'll get updates as they come along. So again, I hope you find this information very helpful and please let me know if I can help. Okay, so let's now talk about the magic question. What is the best Medicare supplement plan for you? And the good news is, not really as complicated as it seems. So I'm going to show you how to make it easy and to make a good choice, and I'll walk through everything with you to show you exactly what you should do. Now, there's a couple different scenarios. Either you're now turning 65, you're coming into Medicare, and you have to make some decisions, and you really don't know what to do. So I'm going to help you with that. Or maybe you're still working, you're past 65 and now you're about to retire, and maybe you're 67, 69, 72, really doesn't matter. If you start your Part B when you retire, it's just like turning 65. So you have the same open window to make your selection, and kind of understand, it's important that we make the right decision now, because when we turn 65 or when we come off of our group plan and come into Medicare, it's an open window. So you can pick any Medicare supplement plan that you want, and the insurance company can't say no regardless of your health. So once you're in Medicare, it's a different scenario. You then, if you wanted to change or get a supplement for the first time, once you've been in Medicare, you have to go through underwriting. So you'd have to be approved in order to get it. So let's make sure to make the right decision now, and that way we don't have to worry about that down the road. So I'm going to walk you right through it and show you exactly how everything functions. If you've seen some of my other videos, you kind of understand some of the things that I discuss. But here we have, and you've probably seen this, this is our entire list of Medicare supplement choices. And there are 10 choices. Now, what's kind of odd right off the bat is there's really 11 choices. So there's one that they hide, Plan FHD. This little asterisk right here is for Plan FHD. I have no idea why they hide it, but Plan FHD is kind of a specific plan that works very well in certain parts of the country. Depends on where you live, but primarily Florida, New York, a couple other states like Connecticut. FHD may make a lot of sense. So, but that's a separate topic. If you live in one of those states, I have a video specific on Plan FHD. If you just go to planfhd.com, it's going to take you right to that video, and I talk about it on a level where it makes sense in certain scenarios. But let's kind of put FHD to the side right now, because for the most part, that's not the best choice. And the good news here is, well, maybe the bad news, there's way too many choices. You can see there's letters from A to N. They're missing some letters in the middle. There are some letters that used to be part of it that aren't part of it anymore. So what happened is, years ago, the government got together with Medicare and said, let's make this as complicated as we can. Let's put a whole bunch of stuff out there, make it really difficult for people to understand, and then we're going to make it hard for them to make a decision. So, here we are at decision time. We have to pick our plan that we're going to be on likely for the rest of our lives. So, the good news here is you don't need as many choices. So it's not as complicated as they want it to be. There's really only a few plans that make the most sense, and I'll show you exactly what I mean and why. So you have Plan F you have Plan G, and you have Plan N. So now we've taken it from 11 down to 3, and we're going to get it even shorter. We're going to get it down to 2 here in just a minute. So let's kind of talk about these 3 choices. And historically, over the last 15 years, most people that are on Medicare supplement are historically, the vast majority are on Plan F. And Plan F has been kind of the #1 choice for quite a while. And I'll tell you exactly why in a minute. But when you look down the list, you can see when it's talking about the benefits, under Plan F, it has yes, 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 yes. Everything's a yes. So what does that mean? That means Plan F covers 100% of everything. So there's literally no out-of-pocket cost on Plan F. Now, in the insurance world, that's not such a great thing. It means, #1, you're paying too much for your insurance because you just don't cover 100% right off the bat. And on the other side of the insurance model is it promotes overutilization. So people use it when they don't necessarily need to use it. And what that can translate into is higher than average rate increases down the road because it gets used more than it should. Now, that's kind of beside the point. What's really preventing the choice for Plan F going forward, and I will absolutely tell you, do not choose Plan F, is that it's going to change in 2020. So come 2020, they finally figured out that 100% coverage plan in the insurance world isn't good for #1, the consumer, or #2, the insurance carrier. So they're eliminating Plan F as a choice in 2020. So what does that mean? So after 2020, people that are turning 65 or coming into Medicare will not be able to choose Plan F. But if you're on Plan F, you will stay on Plan F. So that's, it's not a terrible thing, but it's also not the best choice or the best option, because if you stay on Plan F and you no longer have healthier people, younger people coming into Plan F, it just means your risk pool is going to get older and older and less healthy and less healthy. And, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that's not a good setup to be on an insurance plan. So why has Plan F been the #1 choice for many, many, many years? And pretty simple. It's really easy for an insurance agent to sell. It covers 100% of everything. It's the Cadillac of all plans. It's the plan you ought to be on. Now, it sounds good, but they don't say it also costs much more than it should. So folks that don't really understand think that's a terrific thing, 100% coverage, but you are paying much too much for your coverage. So we are going to eliminate Plan F. It is not the choice to make. Let's look right next to it, Plan G. What makes Plan G the better choice? And I'll tell you pretty simply. If you look down the list, yes, 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 there's only one no. That one no is the Part B deductible. So Plan G is exactly the same as Plan F, with the exception that it does not cover the Part B deductible. So what is the Part B deductible? Right now, it's $183. So what that means is with Plan G, your entire out-of-pocket for the entire year is $183. So I have no idea what health insurance you're coming off of right now, but I can bet you that you have a much higher than $183 deductible. So G versus F, the only difference is the $183 deductible. Now, cost-wise, G is always less than $183 in premium for the year than F. So you're going to save more than that $183 in premium savings just to take the $183 deductible. So hands down, every single time, G is a better value than F. And now here we have one other choice. We have N, and N kind of wiggles its way in here as a choice, and I'll tell you why. You look down the list, yes, 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 yes. There's a couple no's. So first no is Part B deductible. And then before we talk about the second no, I want to back it up a little bit. If you go to the Part B coinsurance, you'll see a bunch of asterisks. And again, why they're hiding this stuff, I don't know. They make it difficult for you to figure it out. but you got those 3 asterisks next to Part B coinsurance. And what do we got to do? We got to go look at the small print. So let's go look at the small print. And I'll back up here in a minute too. So that small print says Plan N pays 100% of the Part B coinsurance except for a copayment of up to $20 for some office visits and up to $50 copayment for emergency room visits. So if you go to the doctor, there's going to be an additional $20 copay. If you go to the emergency room, there's going to be an additional $50 copay. So, you know, it's okay if the premium reflects it. If we save enough money in premium, then that's okay. It's just something that we absolutely need to understand. Now, when we go back here to the chart, that other no is Part B excess charges. This is what makes Plan N a little cloudy. So Plan N does not cover what's called Part B excess charges. Now, Part B excess charges, let's try and understand what that means. It means there's 2 different ways a doctor can get reimbursed from Medicare. Either he accepts Medicare or he accepts Medicare assignment. So if a doctor accepts Medicare assignment, what that means is that he agrees or she agrees to accept what Medicare is going to pay them, and that's the end of that. They're going to accept what Medicare pays them. There's not going to be any additional charges. If they only accept Medicare and they do not accept assignment, it means they will take what Medicare pays them, and then it gives them the ability to bill the client 15% above what Medicare pays them. So it makes it a little cloudy. And again, that sounds kind of bad, but it's not all that bad. Number one, vast majority of doctors take Medicare assignments, somewhere around 96%. So the odds of you running into a scenario where you had a doctor that billed for excess charges is pretty minimal. And when they do, it's just not that big of a number. So I think I saw an insurance carrier put out some information not long ago that they had not had an excess claim in excess of $20. So, you know, if you did run into it, it likely would just be, you know, a small amount. But we need to understand it because we don't want any surprises in the future. Now, let's throw another little wrench in this picture. There are 8 states that do not allow excess charges. So if you live in one of these 8 states, then you don't have to worry about excess charges. So it makes it a little more attractive to look at N. And again, it's got to be enough less than G to make it worthwhile, because we're going to be paying an extra $20 copay when we go to the doctor, extra $50 if we go to the emergency room. Again, not a big deal, but still, it's more out-of-pocket expense. So we want to understand our choices. So we have F, G, and N. So let's kind of go over them. What to understand about Plan F. So the number one things to understand about Plan F: covers 100%. Again, not a great thing in the insurance world. Anybody have 100% coverage on your car, 100% coverage on your house, 100% coverage on anything that you own that you have insurance on? Of course not, because your premium would just be outrageous. It does have a high premium, so it's not a plan. Now, understand, if you are coming into Medicare under guaranteed issue, not open enrollment, turning 65, not being retired, scenarios where if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan and you move out of the area so you're no longer able to be on a Medicare Advantage plan, then you fall into a guaranteed issue where you still can get a plan without underwriting, but your choices are limited, and they're pretty much limited to Plan F. So that's really the only time that I would ever set anybody up with Plan F, is if it was an only choice available scenario. It's changing in 2020. So we know it's going to be phased out in 2020. No new blood's going to come into it. So we don't want to really be part of that situation after 2020. So when would we choose Plan F? Never. So with that one exception of if you have to. So we would never want to choose Plan F. I think in another video I say you would make me very proud if you do not choose Plan F. So number one, cross Plan F off your list. No matter what your local guy is telling you, what your brother-in-law is telling you, what your uncle is telling you, F is not the choice. What to understand about Plan G? Plan G covers 100%, almost. So it covers literally exactly the same as Plan F, with the exception of the Part B deductible, $183. I think we can live with a $183 annual deductible. Always more than $183 less than Plan F. So bam, right off the bat, we saved our $183 in premium. It's usually $200 to $300 less in premium than Plan F. So you're going to make out significantly on Plan G. So when to choose Plan G? We want an affordable premium. We want a premium that makes sense, obviously, and that goes to the value that we're looking. We want full coverage with the exception of a very small deductible. And we want stable rates in the future. Because there is a deductible, it makes insurance work the way it's supposed to. There needs to be a little bit of financial disincentive for somebody going to the doctor, so that way they think about it a little bit more. If it's only a scratch on their finger, they won't go to the doctor, they'll get a Band-Aid, and that's what keeps our rates stable in the future. Now, what to understand about Plan N? Plan N also does not cover that $183 Part B deductible. Not a huge deal. It has a $20 copay if you go to the doctor. Again, not a huge deal. If, a lot of folks might go to the doctor once a year, maybe twice a year. If you have had a history of going multiple times, then you definitely would want G over N just to eliminate that $20 copay. $50 copay to go to the ER. I mean, no, if you go to the emergency room and it's going to cost you $50, that's certainly not a disincentive to go to the emergency room. Does not cover excess charges. So that's what makes N a little gray and what makes me a little hesitant to talk about it, because I don't like surprises down the road. I don't want 5 years from now, all of a sudden we get a surprise because we forgot about our excess charges or something comes along. But again, those 8 states, they don't allow excess charges. So when to choose Plan N? What I believe is only when it's $25 or more less than G, does it make sense to take on the additional out-of-pocket expense. So if N, and sometimes it is 25, 30, sometimes a little bit more less than G. If that's the case, then I'm all for it. If it's only $10 less than G, I'm buying G. If it's 15, I'm buying G. Almost always, G keeps your life simple, keeps it easy. You know exactly what you have. You're going to pay $183 during the year on the maximum side, but Plan N does give full coverage, and it also has stable rates in the future. So, it's a good choice if the price is right. So, 2 best Medicare supplement plans. We are getting rid of Plan F. It is gone. It's off the radar. Do not choose Plan F. So our choice is either going to be Plan G or Plan N, and I'll throw an asterisk of my own here, FHD. If you live in certain states, primarily Florida, New York, Connecticut, sometimes California, where the Medicare supplement premiums are higher for whatever reason, some states mandate certain things that make the cost higher, then it makes FHD play in. So again, watch planfhd.com video and you'll see what I'm talking about if you live in those states. If you live in Texas or Georgia or North Carolina or most anywhere else in the country, don't worry about it, because your G or your N is going to be very affordable, and they're generally somewhere in the $100, $120 a month range, so not a crazy amount for coverage. So that leaves us with our best Medicare supplement choices for 2018. And that's what I do. Obviously, that's how I make my living, is I help people with Medicare supplement coverage. So we make sure we find exactly what's right for you, and we make sure we find the right company that's right for you. So now we know the plans. Now we got to figure out the company. So this is something I do all day long. It's all I do. I enjoy it thoroughly. The people I deal with are just super nice. It's so nice to end conversations and hang up the phone and go, wow, that was a really nice person. So if you are one of those nice people and you would like me to help you with your Medicare supplement coverage, I'd certainly be thrilled to do that. And not only do I help you now, but I'm there then for you in the future. So whenever something comes up, and we all know it always does, so something's going to change down the road, you're going to need help, I'm there to help you now and down the road. So pretty easy. Just visit my website. You can put in your basic information and we'll get you a quote on your Medicare supplement plan, but we'll show you literally the best deal. So whether it's with Aetna, Cigna, Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, United American, it really is finding the best value for you in your particular zip code. So we do that all day long, and Right now I'm licensed in 40 some states. There's only a couple of states, and those states kind of do things on their own, like Massachusetts. Minnesota, I believe, does things on their own. So, but everywhere else, I'm happy to help. I have happy people in Hawaii. I have happy people in Alaska. I have happy people in Maine and Texas and Georgia and Ohio and pretty much everywhere in the country. So I'm happy to do it. Give me a call, send me an email, visit my website. Any of that will work. And if there's anything I can do, just let me know. I'd be happy to help. So I hope you have a fantastic day.